Out there, it's Smash Moop here, and today I am doing something totally different. This will kind of be like a half D-Files episode, but it's more importantly, a new update came out today for Dead by Daylight. So, this new update is called Descend Beyond. It is a new original update to Dead by Daylight. It brings a new killer and a new survivor to the game. And look at that, the update is called 420. You know it's gonna be good. So, with the last update being the Silent Hill update, bringing Pyramid Head, Cheryl Mason, and Midwich Middle School to the game, this update sadly does not bring a map. It's the first ever special chapter update to not do so. And the new killer is called The Blight, and the new survivor, I believe his name is something Richter. Felix Richter, I believe. Got a new lobby screen. Now, the reason that they're releasing this now is for the fact that Halloween is coming up. And this game loves Halloween. So let's take a look at the new character, The Blight. Oh, would you look at that? Oh, oh, he looks cool. Alright. An unpredictable killer, able to rush forward in a burst of speed and carom off objects to injure survivors with his power, Blighted Corruption. His personal perks, Dragon's Grip, Hex Undying, and Hex Blood Favor, allow him to impose powerful effects on generators, totems, and pallets. Okay. So from what I get from this is that pretty much all of his perks allow him to oh my god, he's really twitchy. Allow him to just apply effects to stuff around the map? Okay. So, what's his lore? To understand... Oh my god, how long is this? Oh no. Okay. To understand the human condition, one must rise above it. This was the credo of Talbot Grimes, a Scottish chemist whose unrestrained ambition took him to towering heights. As a boy, he was a popular child, bright, charismatic, and unafraid to challenge authority. Yet despite his social graces, he was fiercely independent, spending much of his time exploring the sprawling fields near his town alone, which began as a child's curiosity nearly turned deadly after experimenting with a patch of poisonous foxglove. Okay. For days he laid in bed dripping with sweat, purging any food that touched his stomach. When he recovered, it wasn't fear that gripped him, but fascination. There was something magical in how a single flower could drastically affect him. Okay. So he has a fascination with flowers. Okay. Into his adult years, his ambition developed as quickly as his questionable methods. He attended the London School of Medicine and excelled despite several reprimands. His willingness to push the limits secured him a position with the British East India Company, and within several years he was made head chemist. In time he completed one of the greatest achievements, a chemical that could increase a worker's productivity while reducing their need to rest. He was rewarded with a secret laboratory beneath a prison camp on Dyer Island. Okay, so it sounds like he's making drugs. That's what it sounds like. He's making drugs. There, off the coast of India, prisoners... What? Oh my god, this guy is such a long... Okay. There, off the coast of India, prisoners from the Opium War became his unwilling subjects, leading to a drug that could allow soldiers to withstand incredible amounts of pain. So painkillers, drugs, I have a feeling that this is what he's doing. Though most side effects were minor, there were rumors that a small number of soldiers went mad. In feral states, they massacred villages, impaling the populace on bayonets, leaving them hanging from trees. There were no official reports on the subject, and Talbot refused to blame himself for what could only be exaggerated war stories. Though his callous brilliance seemed unflappable. Okay. He was ignorant to his enemies. His question he was ignorant to the enemies his questionable work had amassed. The realization struck him quite literally, with a steel pipe to the back of his head during a trip to Mangalore. He was bound and loaded into a wagon. With his blindfold removed, a sickly man showed him a mass grave filled with hundreds of bodies. Unbeknownst to Talbot, his productivity-increasing drug had killed nearly an entire factory's worth of workers. He knew he couldn't defend himself against the anger and accusations of his abductor. All he could do was curl up as the blows from the steel pipe rained down. His body was thrown into the grave and left for dead. Shifting between consciousness and the darkest black, he crawled for an escape, fingers sinking into his rotten flesh. Black flies feasted on his uncovered skin. Ooh, the sensation of 100 pin pricks stabbing into him. As he collapsed, he came face to face with a dead woman's dazzling hazel eyes. Too weak to pull away, he could do nothing but witness his life's work. Then, from the edge of death, he was brought back. He found himself on a small bed as a kindly wrinkled face looked over him. With each pained breath, he was nursed back to health in an ancient mystery school posing as a monastery. In verdant gardens, behind tall, unassuming walls, monks studied forbidden texts, striving to expand the human mind in the search for other dimensions, believing one to be connected to the other. What is happening? This is crazy. Talbot's knowledge proved indispensable. His mind-altering... No! He's literally a drug dealer! His mind-altering chemicals integrating seamlessly with theories of neural expansion. He realized then that his salvation was no coincidence. He was plucked from the pit specifically to advance the school's knowledge. He agreed to help until his recovery was complete, being tasked with researching what the monk called the soul chemical, a compound derived from the pineal gland that could open the mind's eye. What began as a favor to his saviors soon became an obsession. Poring over the school's archives of the lost texts, he uncovered scientific formulas that confirmed previously unthinkable ideas. He dreamt of ushering humankind into a new period of enlightenment. Perhaps then, the nightmares of hundreds of dead factory workers and of those two hazel eyes would fade from his mind. As he came closer to a breakthrough, the demeanor of the monks shifted. The gentle smiles they offered were paired with uneasy eyes that quickly darted away when spotted. The polite conversations he was once privy to turned to hushed murmurs. The last thing he would see of the school was the cracked ceiling above his head, branching like a dendrite through plaster. His next memories were shattered mosaic. Was a shattered mosaic of images and sensations, smearing lights, horse hooves on cobblestone, coarse burlap scratching at his cheeks, and sharp bites into his arm. He awoke ragged and unwashed, splayed on the straw mattress of an opium den. Mind in a dense fog, his first thought was of his notes, the only record of his groundbreaking revelations. He searched frantically, scrambling through the dingy basement, pleading aloud for help. The few other denizens looked up from their hammocks, offering nothing but drug-soaked eyes and apathetic gazes that soon fell into half-slumber. Before he noticed, the robed figure... Oh, no. This has a insane This guy has an insane backstory. Okay. Before he noticed the robed figure appear behind him, a needle plunged into his arm, and the world disappeared once more. Awoken, again, each time hazier than the last, he tongued at hollow gaps between his teeth. How long, he wondered. A faint memory returned. The soul chemical, his notes, the verge of a breakthrough, a faraway whisper entered into his mind. He fumbled with a stone, sharpening it with shaking hands. In the dim light of the den, amongst the catatonic occupants, he carved his research from memory into the walls. He wrote for hours until his fingers bled, moving from the floor, taking it in everything the voice whispered despite his inability to comprehend it. When there was nowhere left to write, he gripped the stone and carved the message into his chest. Oh God! Stained with blood, he witnessed a miracle appear before him, a magnificent field of lush orange flowers. The whispered voice beckoned to him, urged him to enter the field and discover worlds and dimensions beyond human comprehension. For a moment, Talbot felt the sense of wonder he possessed as a child. The denizens of the opium den awoke to silence, the dry scent of smoke still lingering in the air. Shambling out of their drug-hazed fog, they found the stone floor wet with blood, tiny rivulets coursing through the cracks. As eyes adjusted to the darkened room, the jagged lettering scrawled along its length began to appear. Written over and over without end, there was but one single line: "Death is only the beginning." Huh. Okay. Interesting. Now, back in... What's interesting about this, if I go to the archives, last year when the archives were first introduced in the Halloween update of 2019, if I go to the compendium to Awakening, in the collection...
He moves
Yes.
through the death and decay of the void.
The
He doesn't remember his
Stop.
name.
This involved the memories, the alchemist. This guy, as you read through these, he wandered the world searching for the serum. Now, whenever Halloween rolls around, this is when the entity, the god of the game, is at its strongest, and it pretty much releases like an infection across the maps, called the Blight. Ironically, so is the killer. This guy did experiments on the killer, on actual killers. There were orange flowers that spawn around the map during Halloween time called Pistula flowers. These flowers, you're able to gain an orange serum from them that serves as like an artificial currency that I think called a putrid serum that allows you to buy special cosmetics for characters. Now what's interesting is that if I play the cutscene for the alchemist, we don't know exactly what happened to him. Yeah. So, presumably this is the same alchemist from that cutscene and these stories. Which is very interesting, considering that that was a year ago that was made. So, that's pretty cool. I want to see his perks, though. We have Dragon's Grip. I believe I've read these before, but I forgot most about them. After kicking a generator for the next 30 seconds, the first survivor that interacts with it will scream, revealing their location for 4 seconds, and becoming afflicted with the What's the exposed status effect for 60 seconds? Has a cooldown of 2 minutes. Oh my god, that is so busted. Oh my god, I want to run this. This is going to be such a good perk. So if you break a generator and a survivor works on it in a pretty generous time, they are afflicted by the exposed status effect for a full minute? Oh my god, that's so... Dude, that's an A-tier perk right there. That's actually really good. Oh, dude, that's actually going to be really good. I might want to run that on... I gotta figure out a build with it, though. I feel like that would go good with Pop. Maybe Pop Goes the Weasel or Surge, maybe? Hex Blood Favor. A hex that gains the entity's favor when blood is spilt. When a survivor's hit, pallets within 16 meters of your location are held in place by the enemy for 15 seconds? Oh my god, that's another A tier perk. That is just straight up an A tier perk. That just completely negates loops altogether. That is so good for getting in a chase. That means survivors can't drop a pallet whenever they're injured for 15 seconds. That means they gotta run from the loop. Wow, okay. Hex Undying. A hex which maintains the vial powers that flow throughout the trial. While Hex Undying is active, survivors within 2 meters of any totem have their aura revealed for 4 seconds. When another Hex totem is cleansed, that Hex transfers to an available Dull totem, losing any tokens in the process. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no. Oh my god. That is... I'd say it's a Hex perk, but I'd rate it a B+ to A-. These are all really good perks. Oh my god. So pretty much whenever you cleanse a Hex totem, if it's like, and it's any Hex totems, this is going to go really well with Hex totem builds. Like Hex Devour Hope, Hex Ruin, I wouldn't say, maybe this would go, I think Ruin, Devour Hope, Thrill of the Hunt, and this would go really well. But this wouldn't go well with Haunted Grounds. Huh. These are all really good perks. Oh, I'm so glad I bought this guy. So his power is Blighted Corruption. Pustula... Yeah, okay, it is called Pustula. Pustula Serum courses through his veins, corrupting his mind and body, yet granting him unnatural physical abilities. Special ability, Rush. Press the power button to quickly rush forward. Doing so consumes a rush token. While performing rush, the blight cannot launch an attack. Rush into a wall or obstacle in the environment to slam onto it. What? If the rush fails to connect with a wall or obstacle, or if the blight is out of rush tokens, he will enter a short fatigue state. Okay, only short. They're very liberal with the word short. I hope it's not like Legion cooldown. And he begins recharging his tokens. Lethal Rush. Following a slam, press the power button to launch a Lethal Rush. Doing so consumes a Rush token. A Lethal Rush behaves the same as a Rush, except for the Blight may launch an attack by pressing the attack button. Okay, so that's how you use his power offensively. Got it. Alright, so that seems okay. I mean, it sounds kind of difficult, so I'd say the hard difficulty is warranted. 4.6 meters, so he's standard terror radius, and average height, so he's shorter than a lot of them. Got you. Okay. You can start with his 3 perks. Well, I guess for now I can only really run Dragon's Grip. What's in his Blood Web? Plague Bile. A sample of the Plague's Bile. Oh, so he is the alchemist. This guy definitely is the alchemist because he did experiments on the killers. So this guy has stuff from the... So this is from the Plague. A sample of the Plague's Bile, distilled and treated with a mixture of chemicals. Slightly increases the turn rate. Alright. Is that Dragon's Grip level 2? Oh my god, really? Nice. What is this thing? Placebo Tablet. Moderately decreases movement speed. Okay, never mind. Nope. You need to be fast. That sucks. Okay. So... That's cool, though. Placebo Tablet. Pill that's utterly ineffective. Or is it? Okay. So far, I like this. I'll make a D-Files episode in the future on this guy. Once I get him up to level 50 and I'll get all his add-ons and everything. So, and when I figure out a good perk build with him. But for now, let's go over to the Survivor side, because I did buy the full chapter for this. That includes the Survivor as well. Which I'm excited for. I don't really buy the Survivors as much, but since there's no map, this update's actually cheaper than the other ones. So, here he is. Felix Richter. A visionary architect able to use his relentless determination to form a plan and help other survivors. His personal perks, Visionary, Desperate Measures, and Built to Last, help him reveal generators, rescue survivors, and get the most from his tools. Okay. Okay, damn, he's looking fine though. Alright. What's his lore? Does he have long lore too? Oh god, okay. Oh my god, it keeps going! Okay, never mind, I'm not gonna read that. No. I'm just gonna read his perks. So he's from Germany. Okay, cool. Visionary. You're remarkably focused on means of escape. You see generators' auras within 32 meters. Anytime a generator is completed, Visionary is disabled for 20 seconds. That's not really that good, honestly. I mean, generators kind of stick out like a sore thumb, considering they got a big light pole with them. So, I guess that's good for a beginner. Desperate measures. You refuse to fail, even during your darkest hour. For each injured, hooked, or dying survivor, increase the speed of your healing and unhook actions by 10%. Oh, okay. So that's actually pretty decent, especially against Legion. That's a good counter to Legion. If multiple people are injured, you're able to heal way faster. That counters like Sloppy Butcher, that counters the Legion, that counters killers that injure people a lot. Built to last. You know how to get the most out of your tools. Once per trial, a depleted item will refill 30% of its charges after 10 seconds. What? Refilling charges? 30%. Oh, okay. That's different. I don't know how to rate these. This one's not good. That one's decent. That one is just... This one is odd. This one's just odd. 30% of its charges. That's good for a medkit, I think. That'd be good for a medkit, honestly. I could see this running in some perk builds. Huh. Okay, then. Well, that looks to be it for the chapter. I am gonna try and post a video of some gameplay with the Blight. Just to see how it'll work. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. This looks really, really, really cool. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm kind of happy I bought this killer. So I hope you all have a thick and fog day, and goodbye.